Peace, everyone.
Yo, what's good?
What up? DJ Kazzeo right here from 90.9 FM, KHDC, Radio Bilingue in Salinas, California, with the cool people themselves. 1 a.m., Señor Gigio, go pick up Cali Bearers Volume 2, and while you're at it, get Volume 1, because Volume 3 is going to be out before you know it. Pick it up, support local hip-hop.
Yee!
Always attempting to give you information that you need. It is 90.9 FM KHDC Radio Bilingue here in Monterey and Santa Cruz counties, 104.1 FM San Benito County, worldwide, DJKazzeo.com. Yours truly, Kazzeo, in here this week. AV not in again this week, but that's okay. That's okay, because I'm joined by two very special guests. 1 a.m. and Señor Gigio. What's up, my peoples?
What's up, Kazzeo?
What's happening?
Man, first time Gigio's in studio. Appreciate you coming down, man.
They got me here.
They got you here.
I did this collab just to get him.
They like in Barat, they threw the bag over your head and tried to kidnap you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they said, we're not going to tell you where we're going. We're just going somewhere.
Yep.
So 1 a.m. is here as well. You guys got a new project that just dropped today, Cali Bearers Part 2, Volume 2.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that in a second, but how are you guys doing? How's life?
Life is good. Life is really good. I'm blessed, grateful, happy to be here.
Yep, I could say the same thing. Just happy to be busy, happy to be focused, and continue on making this music.
You know, I feel like, 1 a.m. has been on the show so many times. It's like, sometimes it's hard for me to formulate questions for her because I feel like I've already asked everything. So let me ask Gigio, what's your origin story? How did it all get started for you?
Like with hip hop, with music?
Yes.
I mean, I've just always been a creative. I've always had a knack for, art. And, first, I started out with the visual art, being, messing with cartoons, but just, I don't know, man, just naturally, as a kid, I want to say, around when I was 9, rap wasn't necessarily something that I thought would take me this far, but it was a fun way to explore my voice and have fun with my friends, and I just got more and more serious about it as the years went on, and I just never stopped, and I kept getting more and more serious, and it's been a journey.
One of the things, a friend of mine from back east was listening to the show, and he heard me playing one of your songs, and he was saying to me, he commented, he's like, he sounds like he's really influenced by hieroglyphics. You have a very, I guess it was Opio or Festo sound to you. Were hieroglyphics influential to you? Yeah,
I mean, they became influential to me in maybe out of high school. I feel like, in high school I was more tuned into the obvious dope mainstream rap, because that was an option in the early 2000s, was dope mainstream rap, and also I just was really eclectic. I liked all kinds of different music, and there was a lot of good stuff coming out back then. And also I liked some of the hyphy music that was coming out also, so I was influenced by that. But coming out of high school and just really looking at what my life was going to be like, and just really wanted to devote myself to MCing, then I started doing really the knowledge. It's almost like I went into the college of hip hop. I didn't really do good in college and education, but I put my studies into rap,
right?
And hieroglyphics were definitely amongst I definitely studied them, and I loved it. You know what I mean? I studied it to figure it out, and they've definitely played an influence on me musically, as well as just thinking outside of the box independently too.
No question about it. No question about it. So, and you've had numerous solo efforts on your part, and I know you do all the artwork and everything. How important is it to you to be in control of everything?
I mean, it's a good question. I don't know if it's so much about control, but yeah, I guess I just it starts more with like I love doing this so much, and I mean I've worked with a lot of different people, and I've been in, you know, a lot of group situations for probably majority of, you know, my life doing this. And I just always found that, all right, if this is going to get done, it's not going to get done with people slacking. So, you know, I got to figure it out. I got to figure out how to get it from point A to point B to point C, and, you know, art, video, and all of that. And I just, you know, more or less gained a knack for doing all those different things as well, you know.
No question about it. So you guys are going to be here for probably just under an hour or so. So we're going to be talking to you guys a whole lot more throughout the next, you know, 50 minutes or so. So if you guys want to shout out the dynamic duo, 1 a.m. and Señor Gigio, give us a shout, 831-758-5432, 831-758-KHDC. Going to hit you with a double shot right now, Duffel Bag and The Light. So, hopefully, because we got new equipment here a couple weeks ago, and I'm still, you know, learning. It's a process, you know, but hopefully it all fires the way it's supposed to go, and we'll find out in just a second right here now.
I got the beat, the steez, the rhymes, record labels want.
Coming off Volume 1 of Cali Bearers, that right there, The Light, 1 a.m. Señor Gigio. Tell me about that record right there.
Yeah, so first off, I want to shout out the producer, Cloud9, who's actually in Japan. So that first project, Cali Bearers Volume 1, it's like an international collabo, you know?
Nice.
So, but yeah, 1 a.m., do you want to speak on The Light?
Yeah, that was, so Cali Bearers Volume 1, I also had the privilege of mixing and mastering, but that song in particular, all the singing, that was the first time I had Gigio send me like all the multi-tracks, and it was probably one of the hardest things that I had to mix, because I've never really mixed so many tracks. There's so many layers to that, and then on top of that, my husband's also singing with me on the chorus too, so that was also fun.
So you gotta make sure everything is syncopated and then the harmony is correct, because like, and you know, everything is leveled off. So
yeah,
must have taken a little while to get all that all
yep.
polished up and ready to go. How did you guys actually first come upon each other, you and Gigio?
2019, we both got booked for this show by my boy AJ at the Crate Place.
You don't know?
Yeah, from the like Santa Cruz based hip hop eclectic kind of band called You Don't Know. He booked us both, and we just, you know, we both just clicked pretty much, you know. She had a dope performance, and you know, like we just.
Well, I mean, that's a given.
Yeah.
When doesn't
you know
she?
what I mean? Like, and then I you know, also I found her to be pretty. She was curious, and she was kind of like my wife. Before we had our kid, she would roll with me too to help with merch, and she was very curious, and she was asking a lot of questions too, which I thought was unique, because not a lot of artists, you know, like really tap in to see how we move, you know. But she struck up a conversation with us, and we just stayed, you know, in tune with each other. And I think like the next year she did a beat contest, or like, yeah, she had the all bars contest, and I competed and I won.
Yeah,
and then I won a beat, so I got to win like 2 times.
We may have to investigate whether or not that was legit.
Hey man,
there may have been some funny things going on there.
Well, I won, and then you know, made a dope track with that, and then we followed up shortly with Duffel Bag, and we just pretty much just like kept the collaboration going, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, you know, one of the most accurate sayings that I always go by, and it goes to what you were saying about how she was curious, a closed mouth never gets fed. You always have to ask. You don't have to like do it in, you know, no matter what it is, and you don't have to be in a confrontational way or like a, you know, opposing way. Just ask questions, because knowledge is power. So, that's kind of the way I always look at it. But you know what we got next? We got to take a quick public service announcement. And then after that, got something I've been playing off the Differentia album. I played that last year. Nobody's as cool as you, because nobody's as cool as me, and nobody's as cool as you guys.
Thank you.
So stay tuned. Señor Gigio and 1 a.m. are going to stick around. They're going to be here. We're going to talk some more, and we will get into Cali Bearers Volume 2, which is out now, released now on all streaming platforms. So don't wait. Go pick it up and show support, local talent. That's what it's all about. So we'll be right back in a second, right after this important announcement. No one is as cool as you. No one is as cool as using an Anita Baker sample in their track right there. Señor Gigio featuring VJ Gabby. What's the other one on here? J. Roz and 1 a.m. Nobody's as cool as you off Differentia, which is available now. If you don't have it, go get it. Right?
That's right. Yeah, it's out. Uh-huh. Check it out. And I got hard copies too.
You can chime in on the infomercial whenever you feel like, doing so. So, okay, so you guys did Cali Bearers 1 last year.
Yep.
Cali Bearers 2 is out today. I'm already told there's Cali Bearers 3 ready to go.
Yep.
Is 4 ready?
No, it's definitely not.
Okay.
It's definitely not.
And, what I wanted to ask you guys call them EPs. There's 3 songs on each one. You ever think about extending it, making more songs for each release?
Well, I think one of the things that we had talked about was I think the goal point is getting to the end of Volume 3, because when we first linked up to do this collaboration, we kind of decided from the jump, we were like, hey, we're gonna do 3 installments of these 3-track EPs, but Volume 4 is actually going to be 4 tracks, so you guys get to look forward to that. But I feel like when we get to that goal point of completing that maybe we'll decide what's the next move, you know what I mean? But definitely keeping the collab going and growing,
No question. So, and I believe, is this the, maybe I read it wrong, is this the first one that was all completely mixed and mastered by 1 a.m.?
No.
Did I read that wrong?
I did the first one too.
Oh, you did the entire first one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just the beats. We have beats by Aquavision this time, but
So tell me about Aquavision. Who's that? I mean, I've heard that name, but I don't know anything about.
Aquavision is a friend of mine. He produced my project, The Life Aquatic. He's originally from Modesto. Then he was living out in Yosemite for a while. Now him and his family, they just moved a little bit outside of Fresno. But it's all, grassroots, homegrown, family-based music for me. Just I like to work with people who I trust and got love for and respect for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to waste your time with no scrubs.
No scrubs.
Hey, so if you could define your style, what how would you categorize your style?
Like our individual style, or what we're doing together?
Your individual style, because these are all questions I've already asked 1 a.m. So she's like, I'm not going to answer that again. I already told you.
Okay.
I mean, I guess for me, I just like to say that I'm a storyteller, and I'm a hip hop storyteller, and I'm from the Bay Area, but I love hip hop, so I try to be eclectic, and because I have influences that are the West Coast, based, but also I'm very much into underground, hip hop, and also the history of hip hop, so I try to keep that style going as well, people want to call it boom bap, golden age, or jazz rap, whatever you want to call that, but that's a part of what I do too. But it's just really about storytelling at the end of the day.
Right. I have a follow-up question for that, but I'm going to ask you that in the next break, because I think there's something to build on there, and it'll be a question that both you and 1 a.m. can answer, because I haven't asked this of 1 a.m. before, so it'll be good to get the perspective from both of you on that follow-up question. But in the meantime, In the meantime, so I got another one from you guys coming up. Righteous Ways. Tell me about this.
1 a.m. You want to tell them about Righteous Ways?
Yeah, so Righteous Ways is from Cali Bearers Volume 1. I feel like that was the first track that we actually started with for Cali Bearers Volume 1. And I think when we were working on it together, like we were really talking about what we want to, how we're feeling with this, you know, with the instrumental, and like what we want to talk about. And we actually like did like the video calls, and that's kind of how we were writing to this whole like project pretty much, because like, you know, we can't always like be in the same room together, but it was like a really cool like different like way to go about it.
Is it hard collaborating on stuff when you guys aren't necessarily in close proximity?
Maybe a little bit, but not so much. I mean, we've gotten used to it, and I mean, all of the songs we've written together, and you know, whether it wasn't like she had her homework, like, here, go write your verse, and then I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna write my verse. Like, we were with each other writing the songs, the choruses, and coming up with the concepts, and you know, we discussed it. But when we recorded the songs, we did record the songs in person together.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Well, you know, because sometimes now with the modern technology, people just like, oh, I'll record my verse in this studio and I'll send it over to you in this studio, and you can work. And you can tell when certain things like that happen because the songs don't feel like they match. Like there's dips and highs and lows in the mix. So anyway, let me run it. This one, Righteous Ways from Cali Bearers 1, and we'll be back in a second with 1 a.m. and Gigio. Back in the building with the cool people themselves, 1 a.m. Señor Gigio. You guys need to like come up with like a catchy name for your duo.
Well, I mean, I think Cali Bearers is like, it's, you know, that's
not just the name of an album. That's actually like the actual like crew name too.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, you know, that's what it is. You know.
Okay.
It's like the project, but I guess it's also, you know, what we're representing.
You just kind of like keep it simple, not make it too complex.
Yeah.
Got you. So before the break, I told you guys I had a follow-up question. We were talking about how you would categorize your style and whatnot. Have you had any friends of yours tell you, like, you know, kind of like take issue or just question why you rhyme the way you do? Like, feel like, well, how come you're trying to sound so New York? Why are you trying to sound so, you know, this or that, and not, and like be like, how come you don't, you know, rep the West Coast, or, you know, stuff like that?
1 a.m. Do you want to answer that one?
I don't think I've ever gotten that, but I've gotten like a little bit of pushback because I like to experiment with different styles of hip hop, and sometimes I'll be on a boom bap beat, and sometimes I'll be on a trap, you know, and I just kind of like flow wherever I'm feeling. And I've had a little pushback of like, oh, I don't like that style. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not doing it for I'm just doing it because I gotta get it out, and that's the way it feels. I gotta do it on this type of beat or this type of style,
right?
You know.
Yeah, people like that, they don't stay friends for long. People have said things like that to me before, and usually they're just haters, and I find them to be, you know, pretty non-creative. You know, it's like, it's hard for people to, like, when people need to be in a box all the time, like, they only, I don't know, it's like, well, then I have so much to express, you know what I mean? Like, I got so many different things I want to say, so many, and even in those different, you know, thoughts and ideas to get out, like, you're not just going to say, you know, one idea the same way that you would another thing. Like, if I'm talking about, you know, like a political event, I'm not going to, my expression for that is not going to be the same as it is if I'm talking about something that happened to me when I was a child. I'm going to want a different kind of beat, and the way I rap, it's going to sound different. You know, I'm not just going to talk about the same thing all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, you know, but then also, I kind of find it funny, just like locally, like Bay Area, because I take great pride in like being like Bay Area, West Coast based, and I found I maybe more on the flip, I find it kind of weird when cats come from like are local to the Bay and the West Coast, and actually don't like the music that's from here at all, and they have and they try to sound like they're from another place that they're not. Like they'll fake the accent, and I find that to be kind of weird. On the contrary,
I'm heavily working on my Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
No, but the reason I bring that up is because over the years, when I first started the show, like, you know, I would get people saying, "How come all you play is East Coast music?" And I'm like, well, playing the Far Side, playing the Alcoholics, playing Hieroglyphics, playing Dell, playing Saphir. Like, these are all Bay Area people. Well, they don't sound like they're from here. Well, but they are.
Yeah.
You know, that's not my fault. You're so close-minded.
It's a linear thought, you know,
right.
And it's like incorrect. And it's like, well, if you look at the music, if you want to break down like the origins of what the sound is, it's like it's beyond East Coast. You're talking about jazz and funk and soul music, and it's like that came from all over the place. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, came from a lot of it came from the South.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, basically the moral of the story is it ain't where you're from, it's where you're at.
Yes, I like that.
So, hey, man, we're going to get into another break here in a second, but I believe we got, actually, no, we're going to get into another one of your songs. Mighty Long Time is what we got coming up next. Any info I need before we get into that?
Well, you know, I want to shine a light, too, that on a lot of these songs that me and 1AM got together, we have music videos for. And one cool thing about this music video right here, Mighty Long Time, is we actually have a B-girl, La Vix, featured in it. And she's actually on her way to the Olympics to compete as one of the first Olympian breakdancers. You know what I'm saying? So we got that in our music video. I'm probably gonna throw it out there and be like, hey, we probably got, you know what I'm saying, like an Olympian
gold medalist
before anybody else did.
It's so crazy to me because that's exactly where I came from. Before I was DJing, I was, you know, breaking, and I'd never in my wildest dreams would be thinking that it's gonna be in the Olympics. It's actually gonna be like a sport.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. That's like the only reason. That's the only way they could get me to watch the Olympics. Because everything else, I don't care anything about the Olympics. I don't care about curling. I don't care about the Dream Team. None of that stuff. But you throw some breaking in there.
Yeah, it's super inspirational. Because before I even did music, I was breaking. You know, so that's just like, it's just cool to see it.
Very cool. Very cool. Speaking of cool people, which is on Cali Bearers 2, that's coming up in a few minutes. So, and these are cool people right here. So,
thank you.
You know, you got no reason not to support. Look for Cool People on the Cali Bearers Volume 2, available now, all streaming platforms. Gonna come back and talk to them some more before I let them get out of here. But this right here, Mighty Long Time, is what we're gonna get into, and it goes a little something just like this. Serious, it's coming, and go. Had to let that beat go for in case anybody wanted to like practice their rhymes and get some, you know, bars ready for 1AM's next all bars contest. Can get ready for that. Still in the place with the Cali Bearers themselves, the cool people, Señor Gigio, 1AM. So we need to get all the information out. Cali Bearers Volume 2 and Volume 1, both available now online on your guys' respective websites as well as streaming services. Give all that info out.
Yeah, so, you know, you could tap in. Be sure to follow us on social media, you know, at It's 1AM somewhere, at Señor Gigio. But I want to shout out, like I was saying earlier, like we've been doing all the music videos too. So we put out a music video for Cool People, and we'll also have 2 music videos following up for these other Cali Bearers tracks on Volume 2. Purpose and really good. Yep. So we're doing everything in-house, and, you know, we're just trying to make this a cool experience for people where they can, you know, get to relate to it in different ways.
Grassroots style.
Yeah.
No doubt. 1AM.
Yep. What was that?
No, I'm just saying you wanted to give out some information on the show you got this weekend, right?
Yeah. So there's going to be a show out in Santa Cruz Sunday, April 28th. Soul Good Sundays. Show starts 3 to 7:30. For all my family and friends listening, please come early to the show. But there's also going to be a lot of wonderful, talented artists. So again, Woodhouse Brewery, Sunday, April 28th, 3 p.m.
That's real close to the freeway too, so you could just dip in, see a dope show, and then just dip right back out. No problem with that. Got to shout out Activate BPM. He said some kind words on one of Gigio's posts today about listening to me back in the day. So shout out to Activate. He may be listening right now. I don't know. Could be, whatnot. Before we get out of here, before we get into cool people, final thoughts, final words, whatever you guys want to talk about.
Man, I just want to just say thank you to everyone who's been engaging with the Cali Bearers project. And it's just really amazing to see so much engagement, especially with the first drop, Cool People, which is what you're going to be hearing next. But even the music video was super fun to shoot. You have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm super pumped, very excited to have this new music out at 1 a.m. and just to be able to capture this moment in time in both our careers and to come together like this. It's really meaningful, and thank you for having us here too.
Always have an open door. That. I tell 1 a.m. all the time, whenever you got something to promote, you're more than welcome to come in. Cool People, the video, where do you guys shoot it at?
We shot that in San Jose.
Yep. In Burbank, San Jose.
I was almost going to say, because it almost looked a little bit like downtown Gilroy to me.
A little bit, it did.
It had a feel to it. I was like, I think I've walked by there before.
No, but that's for sure.
It's in San Jose.
San Jose, in the Burbank area.
Did you, did anybody, while you were filming it, anybody walk by and say, hey, what are you doing? Can we be in the video?
There was a really cool dude that came from the neighborhood that actually made... So, the Burbank area, there's, a theater, and it's a really giant sign. If you check out the music video, you'll see it, but it says Burbank. And a gentleman from the neighborhood, he came up to us, and he was like, hey, I make T-shirts, preserving this old school, theater or whatnot. So, shout out to him. That was kind of, cool and random.
It's want to buy one of my shirts? No, that's dope, man. That's definitely cool. Check that out. It's on YouTube. I'm sure you guys both have YouTube channels.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is on Cool People is on 1 a.m.'s YouTube channel. The next music video, Purpose, is gonna premiere on my YouTube channel next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that.
Right on.
Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
May 1st.
Yep.
Kicking it off, man. Just in time for a Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Hey.
Well, I definitely, as always, thank both you guys for coming in tonight. And gotta thank the driver, the photographer, the stars over there. Keeping quiet in the corner.
Yeah,
he's on the squad.
Sias.
He been helping us shoot all the music videos too.
Yeah.
Yep, he a part of it.
Right on, man. Right on. Is there going to be another Digging in the Crepe? Any of that coming up anytime soon?
We're me and 1 a.m. are definitely hoping to put something together. We want to be able to perform this music live. So stay tuned, everybody, and also if you're interested in booking us together, you want to see us together, reach out and just know that's a possibility. Just hit us up and keep it player, keep it smooth, keep it hip hop, and we can do something cool.
It would definitely be money well spent, that's for sure. All right, well, you two kids, thank you once again for coming in tonight. We got to get into Cool People because that's exactly what you guys are. You guys are cool people. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Kazzeo.
Mm-hmm. Peace. Yo, what's good, 1 a.m.?
What's up?
Why does it feel like everybody just hella shady right now?
Because there's no more cool people left, bro.
Yeah, is that what it is?
It's a bunch of snakes in the grass.
Yo, I'm gonna need my lawnmower then, yo.